Okay, so I've found some footage that I thought was completely lost forever. I used to have a motorbike. Well, I had two actually, between the ages of 16 and 19. And I wanted to record some sort of motovlog style things with a GoPro on the helmet and a microphone and everything. And it never really went anywhere. I never really sort of was able to make it work for me. And I thought I'd lost all that footage, but I have managed to find one ride that I still have on a hard drive somewhere. I'm missing bits of footage. It's a bit choppy. But I've tried to piece it together. I've made about 20 minutes worth of just me talking, basically, from this back in 2022, I think. And yeah, I think some of the stuff that I said still holds up now and could be useful to someone. So yeah, enjoy. Take it through a... Ooh. Hello everybody. I hope you're all doing well. I will start the video properly shortly, but I just want to get to a good clean stretch of road first. I don't even know if I'm going the right way, you know. I'm also trying to be not too loud in terms of my engine, because it's well, there's no other way of putting this. It's 10 past 10 PM, hence why it's so dark. But it actually, I've got the footage on my phone just here, and to be honest, it looks alright. Oh, this is lovely. Might head towards Leicester, just for the hell of it, you know, why not? I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep looking down at that. I need to stop, pretend that's not there. I will have to turn it off if it gets annoying, but just making sure that I'm still recording and that the shot looks okay. Also, I need to look at my dash, obviously, for the speed and all that. You know what, I said I was going to start the video when I got onto a main stretch of road. I've technically started it now because I'm talking to myself a lot, and all this is going to have to stay in, most likely. So if you're still watching, I mean, well, thanks, obviously, but hopefully, I am shouting because I can hear that it's windy, but hopefully you lot can hear me okay. Sorry if it's a bit whistly or a bit loud when I'm not talking, I don't know. I'm using a GoPro, and GoPros are known for being when it comes to reliability. So, but when they work, they're spot on, but they never do. So, here we go. I wasn't reading any of those signs. Where was the diversions telling me to go? I assume left. But basically, this bike, my beautiful Yamaha R125, I got confused then because I normally say YZF-R125, but I just decided not to this time. We're saying goodbye to her, bless her, and I really don't want to. Well, I kind of do. It's a difficult one to explain, but well, I'm turning 19 very soon. Like, in less than a month, I turn 19. And that's in less than a month of recording this. So when this video comes out, because it will inevitably take me years to edit, I may be 19 by the time this video comes out. I hope not. But we'll wait and see, I suppose. The reason I'm making this video is because I've never actually done a video about my bike. Well, I have a long time ago, which is now long gone, it's been deleted, but I'm getting rid of the bike very soon, which is really sad, honestly. Like, it's you know, it's properly sad. I don't want to get rid of the bike inherently. It's not, you know, I wouldn't say it's an active choice. It's not like I don't like it. It's quite the opposite, actually. You know, I love this bike. It's more of a situational thing. Basically, because I turn 19 very soon, those of you who know your things about bikes, and especially in the UK, will probably be thinking to yourself, oh, you're turning 19, that means you're upgrading to a bigger bike. And, well, I'd love to say that was the case. I really would. But unfortunately not. And it's a shame, but that's sort of what I'm going to try and explain in this video. So a bit of backstory. I got this bike 2 years ago nearly, when I was 17, during lockdown, the first one in 2020. And it was the most surreal experience, going out and riding a bike in broad daylight on a main, you know, like on a weekday, and just empty roads, just no one there, and it was the most surreal thing, but it was cool. It was very cool. I was at college and I got this bike to ride to and from college, and it was an absolute lifesaver because it gave me the freedom to ride my own vehicle without having to do a proper driving test. I mean, I've got, you can't see it, but I've got an L plate on the front of this this bike right now and on the back, and that's because I don't have my license. I have a CBT. If I'm going to uni this year, turning 19, I will be turning 20 going into the second year, 21 I will be turning 22, so I'll be 21 basically when I finish uni, meaning as long as I pass my A1, I will be able to hop straight onto my direct access, as in my full A license, at 21. But like I say, that is totally dependent on whether I do my A1, whether I pass my A1 before I'm 19. If I don't, I suppose I could always borrow someone else's bike to do it on, but it's not ideal. You know, I know this bike, I'm used to this bike, so. But we'll wait and see. I'm trying to be quiet while I'm at junctions, just in case people have their windows open. I don't want them listening to me. I'll run over my plan. So basically my long-term plan, I love this tunnel. If I was with Joe right now, I'd be revving so hard. I'm not going to, because my exhaust sounds like a lawnmower. So yeah, we won't be doing that. Once I've got my A1, I will then level up. You know, I'll get my A2 and then my A eventually, but that's all very much in the future for now. My thinking is I'm going to uni. I'll be 19 in my first year. I've taken a year out, if any of you are wondering that. 19 in my first year. First year, I'm just straight up not going to even consider having a bike. That's why I'm selling this one. I don't even know if I've mentioned that yet. I totally forgot. That's why I'm getting rid of this bike. Because I'm going to uni, and it's just not a good idea to take this bike with me to uni. It's a very desirable bike. People will want to nick it, especially because I'm going to uni in a city. It will just get stolen, and I'll be living in a flat which will have no place to leave it. I could leave it in the street. No thank you. So, do you know what I mean? It's not the most ideal situation in the slightest. and that's why I'm not taking it, and that is why I'm selling it inevitably. Oh, a Tiger Stadium, very nice. Big up Tigers, they won Summit this year, I think. It's my ignorance for rugby. In my second year of uni, my plan, hopefully, depending on how the first year goes, I mean I'm not there yet, so I don't know, but my plan will potentially be look for a place to live in the second year that has a garage or an entryway which you can take a bike through into a back garden which has an outhouse or a shed or whatever where I can put it. If that is the case, I will be doing my A2 and I will be getting an MT-07. Fingers crossed. I can't cross my hang on. Fingers crossed. Oh. However, that's unlikely because that relies on me finding a place to keep the bike in the second year, and also obviously I need to be able to afford a second-hand MT-07. I think right now that is the only bike I can see myself getting, just because it's so convenient with the restrictor. It means I only have to buy one bike for the next few years. That would be amazing, but oh, we got a friend. You alright, mate? Hey? Take care, buddy. That's what that building is. I've been watching that be built for ages. It's a hotel. It's more likely that I will be waiting until I finish uni, and brilliantly, what's happened? And yeah, like I said before, I will be 21 when I finish university, because it's only a 3-year course. If I finish uni, I assume I am. I think I'll stick through and do the 3 years, but we'll wait and see. So even if I don't do it before I'm 19, as long as I do my A1 before then, I can hop straight. I think I can skip the A2. If not, I'll just do that as well. But I'm pretty sure as long as I've got an A1, you just need an A1 or an A2. I don't think you need both. You can then do your direct access, your A, at 21 rather than 24. Meaning I can finish uni and then go and do my A. Right, like straight away. And then I can get whatever bike I want. So I could maybe get an MT-09 instead of the 07, we'll see. But yeah, just thought I'd put that out there as like a talking point for you lot, because it sucks, man. I wanted to be making this content all the time, like this type of content I wanted to be making all year round while I was at college, just talking shit with my microphone, with my bike and with my GoPro, and just, you know, getting regular shit out. And it's just not really worked out that way, which does upset me, I'll be honest. Like it pisses me off, because it's mostly, well, no, I can't even lie to myself. It's not mostly my fault, but it feels like it, because I've had all the equipment and everything at my disposal. It's just not been reliable. My battery's running low. I gotta wrap this up. I don't even know what else I still need to say. That was the main point I wanted to just make up, like why I'm getting rid of this bike. I suppose I could talk about the bike itself. If any of you are looking to get your own motorbike and on a CBT like I mentioned earlier, or even if you're not looking but you're now interested because I mentioned it, I would absolutely 100% recommend this bike. However, just because I'd recommend it doesn't mean it's the right bike for you, because I'm just an idiot on the internet who could be talking shit. I do have some facts other than just like, oh, I've owned it, you know, it's not just that. But some things I will point out. It's a Yamaha. Anything Japanese really in the motorbike world is just a code word for reliable, and that is what you want when you are a 17-year-old or well, you have to be 17 to get a 125. So 17 or 18-year-old looking for a motorcycle, a vehicle of your own, that is the word that you want, reliable. Now, if you want a bike for fun, absolutely get an Aprilia. If you want a bike to go to and from work or school, get a Yamaha or a Suzuki or a Kawasaki. Well, maybe not Kawasaki, but Yamaha and Suzuki, definitely. And a Honda. Absolutely Honda. Honda 100% of the time. Some other bikes I would recommend. Well, there's this one, the Yamaha YZF-R125. Also the Yamaha MT-125, same engine as this bike, but different shape. If you're likely to go out for rides for fun, get this one. If you want it more for just getting to and from a place, you know, getting from A to B, get the MT. It's much more comfortable and it's much less likely to be stolen. A couple of the bikes that I could definitely recommend, the Honda CBR, or the CB125R, whatever it's called now. The CBR is a sports bike which isn't in production anymore as far as I'm aware. The CB125R, it's confusing, I'll put them on screen as I'm talking about them, is a bit like the MT-125, but it's Honda, and it doesn't quite go as fast, but it's probably cheaper. So, you know, there's that. But yeah, I cannot recommend doing a CBT at 16. If you can convince your parents, I cannot recommend it enough. I really can't. Honestly, I am so thankful that my dad rides a motorbike. I'll put a picture. Whoa, what the fuck? I will put a picture of my dad's bike on screen now. It's sick. It's a Kawasaki ZX-9 from 2002. That bike is older than me. But no, genuinely, I'm so grateful that he wanted me to get a motorbike, and it has been so good for me, because it's just the freedom of having my own vehicle. I've learnt to drive way quicker because of it. He wasn't having to give me a lift to and from college every day. I wasn't having to pay a bus fare. It was just such a good experience and such a good decision. If you're 16 and you're going to college, or even if you're not, if your place of work or school is a bit of a trek from your home and it would be an inconvenience for your parents or your carer, carer bracket S, to give you a lift to and from school, absolutely consider getting a motorbike. A motorbike at 16 years old as well. It's a year earlier than, you know, you can get a bike a year earlier than getting a car, a 50cc bike. So just do it. Like, genuinely just do it. I mean, obviously if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. That's fine. I'm not saying you have to, obviously, by any means. I'm just saying if you can afford it, do it. There is no excuse not to. There's just no downside to it whatsoever. And it's fun. Ultimately, it's enjoyable. It's a good experience. So what more could you want? It is 10 to 11 on a Friday night in the middle of July. It was 27 degrees today. And now it's probably about 10. And I'm out here in my t-shirt and my jacket. Oh, I'm shivering. It feels like winter. They're not as slow as you might think. Well, most of them at least. The scooters are. The 50cc scooters are. Absolutely they are. But the 125s, not really. They're actually pretty quick, which I would demonstrate, but I'm now going into a speed camera zone, which yeah, I don't want to get caught in, so I'll demonstrate it in a bit. But this bike allegedly has a top speed of 88 miles per hour. And that is because if you try and go any higher than that, the rev limiter stops you. It stops the bike being able to go above a certain amount of rev, so it basically stops you blowing up your engine. Now you may think that's unnecessary. My Aprilia didn't have a rev limiter, and I blew up the engine. So I'm very thankful for it. Another thing people say, and one of the reasons why parents are so reluctant to let their kids get motorcycles, is because they're dangerous. Well, I'm just going to debunk that myth immediately. They're really not. They're really not. I personally think the most dangerous thing about a motorcycle is the rider. I think if you're getting into accidents a lot, it's probably your fault. If you just ride like a civil person and you actually pay attention, that's the other thing I say about the CBT. Inexperienced riders being allowed to go on the roads, you know, if you're doing that and that, every time you turn, you're putting your indicators on, you're using your mirrors, you're fine. You will be fine. I've had 2 crashes in the 3 years I've been riding, both of which were my fault. There's nothing that comes to mind when I think of like an incident or whatever that I've had in the past with a car driver, because they're really not that common, and a lot of people fail to realise that. But no, genuinely, the first incident I had where I crashed, it was my first time ever riding in rainy weather and the bike just slipped out from under me. The second time, I wasn't paying attention and I rear-ended someone. So, you know, and I'm quite happy to admit that was totally my fault. I'm not trying to say that every single incident involving a motorbike is the biker's fault. Absolutely not. But what I am trying to say is that it can be the biker's fault quite a lot of the time. Anyway, safety, yeah, motorbike safety, and if parents try and say to you, you know, motorbikes are more dangerous than cars, absolutely they are not. That is a total myth. But no, seriously, 125s really are not slow, not in the slightest. So if you're buying one to have some fun, you absolutely can. And you will, I promise you, you will. But at the same time, if you don't want to use the bike for fun, like for going out for joyrides or whatever, you don't have to. Riding should be freeing, it should be enjoyable, it should not be... Shit, I've gone the wrong way. Shit. I keep forgetting I had a new tyre put. I had a new rear tyre put on this bike a few days ago, and I keep forgetting because I keep feeling it slip out from under me. But yeah, genuinely, I rode this bike, like I say, I rode this bike to and from college every single day, 5 days a week, for essentially, well, over a year, about a year and a half, because that's when COVID happened. But yeah, about a year and a half I rode this bike to and from college, I think.